So you've done the self-help and you've dipped into some personal development, but now you ask the question, now what? What can you do? Well, if you want to escape the apathy, step right this way. So twice a year, I teach a course called Autonomy. It's a 12-week personal development and training course. What people get out of it is multifaceted. There's curriculum, there's exercises, there's camaraderie, you make new friends. There's a whole lot of interesting things. We're going to hear a sample from the course right now in its ongoing season. Let's take a look at the value these students are getting. Nicholas is from Sweden. He works in Switzerland for a big pharmaceutical company. This is right before the pandemic. This is like 2017. He came over and he said, "Hey, I'm in the States. I've been a subscriber." I knew his name. He's like, "Can we get dinner?" I'm like, "Sure, come to the house." He came to the house. We had a couple beers. I thought Lisa was going to drive us all to go to dinner. She was going to stay home. So we took an Uber. I had always heard that Uber drivers, like, it's not their first thing. It's like a waiter in Hollywood. They're there to be an actor, but they're waiting because they're waiting to be an actor. I figured the Uber driver has a big, dream, something they're trying to do. First guy we talked to, he didn't want to talk. So we went to dinner, and on our way home, I hit up the second Uber driver. And I said, "So, what's your dream? Why are you driving Uber? What's your story?" Well, he's the CTO and co-founder of a startup company. And he's like, "Here's my card, check out my website, give me, feedback." And I was thinking, heck yeah, I'm going to sell this guy copywriting and graphics improvements because tech people who start a company can never speak the language of their consumers. I'm going to make a couple $1,000s on some copywriting work. And so I had a couple meetings, and it was like the third meeting that I was meeting with him and the CEO, the other founder. And the CEO was late. So I was talking to the one dude, I'm drawing out the plan on the whiteboard, and the CEO comes in and he's like, "What's going on?" Because their big problem wasn't copywriting. It was that they had sunk all their savings, hundreds of thousands into this company, and they were cash flow short. So they needed financing. So now that's a whole bigger, more lucrative problem to solve. So I told him, like, "Here's how you can do the thing. It's going to take us 12 months and it's going to cost 30 grand. Here's how that works. You need 5 grand down so I can start working for you. My wife's not going to let me work for free. We have a year-old baby." Like, so, and they said that we don't have the money. And I said, "You guys have a nice day." And I split, but I showed them what needed to be done. Right. I got a call. Let's see, there was like a Thursday meeting. I got a call Saturday, and the CTO guy, the Uber driver, said, "Can you come over to my office?" It's like Saturday night. And I'm like, "Okay." So I go over his office, I sit down at his desk, and he slides these keys across the table. And he goes, "Would this cover your retainer so you could start work for us?" And I said, "Is this the car that you drove to lunch that day?" And he said, "Yes, it is." And I said, "Is there anything wrong with it?" And he said, "No, there's not." And I said, let me call the wife. And I said, "Honey, these guys don't have money. They need me to work for them. They're offering me a car. Car only has 2 seats, no room for car seat. Can't ride a baby in this car. Totally impractical." She said, "Take the car." So I still have that car. It's in the driveway. It is a wonderful business card. It is so much better than the ones you carry in your wallet, when you can just tell people, like, people thought my work was worth enough that it was worth more than that car. Like, they would give me that car so I would do some work for them. I did a lot of work for them. And yeah, that was a good experience. And it was a good confidence builder and a good example of just having conversations with people. Like, I was thinking maybe a couple thousand in copywriting, but they needed a much bigger problem solved. And yeah, knowing how to interact in those situations is a good thing for your confidence. Knowing how to solve problems is an excellent skill set. I highly recommend it.
Everyone's doing some kind of self-help these days, and you can find a million self-help courses out there. Most other courses out there are hosting lectures, they're hosting videos, they're maybe even doing Q&As, and these are great starting points to encourage learning. But at Autonomy, we believe that hands-on practice is the best way to really lock in what we're learning. There's no better way to gain confidence and mastery than through action. After each lecture, we practice the concepts we've learned with other students, giving and receiving feedback in a non-judgmental environment. The result is mastery of concepts like entrepreneurship, ethical sales, and self-reliance in an environment that directly translates to the real world. Plus, you make connections with other like-minded individuals who are learning right alongside you, and you have a lifetime membership in the community. The Autonomy course with Richard Grove equips you with confidence, competence, and courage in a world filled with confusion and noise. You can learn more at getautonomy.info. We'll see you there.